It's time for Wave 3 Listens Live on Kentuckiana's first live local TV talk show, all hosted by John Ramsey. This is Wave 3 Listens Live.
And welcome to a brand new week. I think it's still appropriate to say Happy New Year to you. It is the Monday edition of Wave 3 Listens Live. We have a brand new client on the show. A little bit later on, though, we have the Louisville Independent Business Association, and they're bearing gifts. They've got a $1,000 gift certificate to give away. They say buy local, and they're encouraging you to do so. This is what I love about this show, folks, is I get to meet people and new businesses that can simplify your life and help you attain certain goals. Such is the case with my brand new guest today. This is Seth Stewart. Seth Stewart is with Brookstone Financial. Seth, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, John.
We've had a chance to chat a little bit, and I love whenever there's passion. You hear me say that a lot. Whenever there's passion involved, you know there is a level of excellence. And Seth, you are certainly passionate about what you do. Tell me a little bit about Brookstone Financial and what you guys do as a company.
Well, I love what I do, and I hope that shows. But at Brookstone, we focus on building retirement income plans and portfolio management. But at a higher level, I think it's really, really important that everyone have a plan, a retirement plan, an income plan that can be easily monitored and maintained. I mean, with technology these days, it's really silly not to take advantage of that.
So when you say monitored and maintained, you mean that you want to make sure that you're getting the results that you want. As someone who is planning their retirement, you want to make sure that you can be able to tell exactly where you are in your plan, you know, what you need to do. If you're on the coast and you're looking good, you can just kind of ease back a little bit. Or if you're somebody who needs to accelerate the process a little bit too, you can help with that as well. Is that what that means, basically?
Basically, yes. And John, like I told you, I'm a numbers guy, okay? So it all comes down to numbers for me. And think about what happened in 2008. 2008, we had a huge market downturn. A lot of folks made irrational decisions because they made those decisions based upon pure emotion. Where our systems at Brookstone Financial really put some numbers and turn that emotional decision into a business decision. So the systems that we use constantly track our clients' account values and overlay those account values on the goals that we've established. So ultimately, are we on the right trajectory to hit those goals, or have we deviated and now we simply need to make a business decision to get things back on course?
From listening to you, Seth, at the conversation we had prior to the show and then listening to you now, it sounds to me like Brookstone Financial really is one of those you could actually change as far as, I think what you go with, it seems to me now, and believe me, you can articulate this better than I can, but it seems to me with, you're listening to the trends, you're listening to the market, so you don't really have a one philosophy fits all. It's more like, let's just get bottom line results. If the market moves, we're moving. We're following everything so we know how to track it. It's not a guess.
Well, exactly. Investing is cyclical, and everything is a moving target these days. I mean, so yeah, you have to be able to adapt with change. And over time, your investment strategy, your investment philosophy may change from time to time. I mean, you can't go back and look at what happened over the last 25 or 30 years in the markets and just blindly assume that those same things are going to occur over the next 20 or 25 years. I mean, the bottom line is we live in a different world today, and you have to adapt to that new world.
Now, you can help someone who would like some recommendations as far as investments, et cetera, and we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. But let's assume we have a viewer out there who has some stocks, they have some mutual funds or whatever, and they just don't know how to, as you said, really track how they're doing, manage those accounts. Where do you guys step in that process?
Well, the nice thing about the systems and technology that we use, whether we're managing the accounts or not, John, we can pull in external feeds. So maybe their accounts are at another broker in town or another bank in town. Ultimately, what we want to provide them at Brookstone is the financial plan. And then once we start linking those accounts, those external accounts to the plan, we can help them to determine, do they need to make any course corrections or deviations, reallocations in their portfolio.
So you guys, if you had to say in a nutshell, retirement and income planning, both?
Absolutely, yeah. Pre-retiree, retiree income planning. We're really focused on the income planning phase of life.
Who is the average client or customer of Brookstone Financial?
I would say, John, our average client's probably 50 to 55 years of age. You know, maybe they're 5 years away from retirement, 5 years into retirement. That's kind of right in our wheelhouse.
All right, 571-5263 if you have any questions. We've got a lot of things to talk about today, but I want you to kind of simplify what you do a little bit. I know, I can tell you're very knowledgeable. Like you said, you're a bottom line numbers, results kind of guy. So a typical day for you, let's say you've got client John Doe. and he's got a group of, so maybe a little bit of mutual funds over here, maybe he's got a couple investments here, some stocks, etc. You take a look at that, and you're going to see what each one of those individually, how it's trending, and then put it together in a kind of a game plan for this individual client?
Well, and I do want to take a step back because, at a higher level, the plan is extremely important. Those investments are the fuel that drive the plan. All too often do I find people that come into our office from around the community and they lay out all these brokerage statements and they say, here's my plan. That's not necessarily a plan, that's the fuel that drives the plan. So we're going to take a step back and really start talking about goals and how to meet those goals in the future.
Oh, interesting. All right, Brookstone Financial. Once again, this is Seth Stewart. If you'd like to call with any question, I'm curious, Seth, what are the trends that you're seeing in the market right now? And I would think you're a pretty good gauge of the state of the economy. Mm-hmm. Do you feel optimistic about the future?
Well, here's one of the trends we're seeing. We're seeing a substantial trend in the use of alternative asset classes, non-correlating asset classes. These are non-traditional. What I mean by that, it's not the world of the typical stock bond investment any longer. And we're going to talk more about alternatives today, but that is one trend that's worth taking a look at.
All right, interesting. Again, Brookstone Financial. A little bit later on, they got a fun trivia question. We're going to give you a chance to win free dinner. That's right, free dinner or free lunch. We'll give you the restaurant a little later, give you the trivia question, just let you answer. There's their office, and before we go to break real quickly, talk about all of your locations, if you would, Seth.
Yeah, actually, John, we're in Louisville, Jasper, Madison, and Jeffersonville. That's actually our Jeffersonville office right there at the end of the Second Street Bridge.
All righty, and we're going to talk about some alternative financial decisions you might want to make, something you might want to consider. A thing called, and I had known nothing about it, REITs. What is a REIT? We're going to find out exactly what it is, your chance to win a free gift certificate to one of your favorite dining spots. And coming up a little bit later in the show, a $1,000 gift certificate up for grabs. All of that, keep it right here on Wave 3 Listens. Welcome back to Wave 3 Listens. My man Seth is with me, and he's going to tell you about Brookstone Financial and some events that they have coming up. If you want to get familiar with the company, you have any questions, there's going to be some experts available. Seth, you do the play-by-play on these events, if you would.
Yeah, John, we've got a bourbon tasting event coming up January 27th. It's going to be a great time. We encourage all the viewers to call the 288-9000, call an RSVP. Up in French Lick, we're having a wine tasting event January 29th. So I'm really excited about those. It's going to be a great time.
There you go. That does look like fun. And typical for this area. Any bourbon involved, I'm in. Once again, the website right up here, is that what we're talking here? Is this your website?
Yeah, John, this is the events portion of our website. And actually, I failed to mention this Wednesday, or actually, this Thursday, I'm sorry, on the 15th, we have a webinar coming up. So all the dial-in information is on the website, brookstonefinancial.com.
And by the way, Seth Stewart is the managing partner of Brookstone Financial. He is with me now. Before we went to break here, I mentioned a term that I was not familiar with. You've helped me a little bit, but I need some more explanation. REITs. REITs is an acronym for?
Real Estate Investment Trust.
Real Estate Investment Trust. Mm-hmm. Okay, now for those who are interested in maybe an investment that's a little bit outside the box, this is a new recommendation you may have at Brookstone?
Well, it's not necessarily a new recommendation, but it is one of those recommendations that's kind of outside the comfort zone or the normal path of many brokers and bankers out there today. So REITs, a lot of opportunity in our opinion right now in REITs.
You said, Seth, that you're a numbers guy, bottom line results guy.
Yeah.
So each week we're going to take something about the financial world, and we're going to break it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Why does REITs interest you and your clients? You're a bottom line results guy. What are you seeing with REITs?
Well, let's talk about that. If we could flip over to this graphic, I'd like to really talk about what REITs are and what they're not in particular. When you look at, let's kind of compare them really quick to mutual funds. A mutual fund has a fund manager. Their job, the fund manager's job, is to buy and sell individual stocks and bonds within that portfolio. A REIT manager's job is to acquire real estate in a portfolio. With the intent of leasing the real estate out to the operators, okay? So one important question, obviously, is what type of real estate are they buying? Okay, that's extremely important. So when we look at the life cycle of REITs, real estate investment trusts, if you look from left to right here, the life cycle of a REIT typically starts out over here on the left, and it gradually transitions to the right. Now there's both non-traded REITs and traded REITs. Vastly different animals, though. When you look at non-traded REITs, first of all, non-traded REITs have stable share prices, so it's predictable, reliable income. Current income, by the way. And a lot of REIT distribution rates right now are in the 6 to 6.5% range, which that's a great distribution
Fantastic,
right now. Fantastic.
Yes.
Now, they are illiquid, though, when you buy non-traded REITs. Contrast that to traded REITs. That's when you see growth opportunity because now they're traded in the market. Current income still, but now that income is tied to a share price that may be moving up and down. But at that point, they are liquid. So when I look at this timeline of REITs and how they originate and then they ultimately, liquidate, this non-traded side, the time frame is typically 3 to 5 years. Now, John, if I buy in here, my hold in that investment may likely be 1.5 to 2.5 years. There's really no guarantee of that. Now, what we're looking for are REITs that are at this stage of life.
You're hedging your bet.
We're hedging our bet, and here's how we're doing it, John. Because it's public record when these REITs form day one, how much capital they set out to raise. Let's say ABC companies set out to raise $1.5 billion, and we see, because it is public record, that they've raised $1.3 billion. We know they're at the end of their life cycle.
The time to get in.
That's the time to get in. It's a great opportunity, and that's what we're trying to identify at Brookstone. Now, ultimately, let's assume that it does go public. Then you start to see the volatility in the market, but ultimately, the opportunity for more growth in the REIT. We're looking to get out here, ultimately come back, find another non-traded at the beginning of its life cycle. We have been doing a lot of business in this area with a lot of success for our clients over the past 18, 24 months. A lot of opportunity here, John.
Interesting. So you guys are following the market close enough to where, like you said, this is public record. But if you keep watching this, you can say, okay, now I see this thing is obviously a hot commodity.
Yes.
This is doing well.
Yes.
There's people jumping in.
Yes.
So with, like you said, if you've got 1.3 billion of a 1.5 billion, you're going, now's the time I'd like to take a look at this because now the likelihood of it being very successful is high.
Well, for one, you have a well-established track record. If I buy in at the beginning of the period, I'm basically putting my money in a bucket with everyone else and kind of hoping they do well. If I buy in at the end of the offering, now I have a well-established track record. I know what types of properties they are buying, and I know how many of those properties are being leased or on triple net leases. And the types of property within the REIT is extremely important. You got to be very careful when you're looking at these REITs and the types of property they're acquiring.
So that's one of the things that you do as well. You guys are looking very closely at all these different REITs and which one you recommend for your clients, correct?
Absolutely. And John, here's what's happening. 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 each and every day right now.
Wow.
That trend's going to continue for about 15 years. You roll the clock forward 15 years, now we have 10,000 baby boomers turning 80 each and every day. John, the average age when someone needs nursing home care is around the age of 83. That care costs in Indiana, on average, $70,000 to $80,000 a year. If you've ever had a loved one that needs that type of care, those costs are skyrocketing.
Yes, yes.
So we see that as a huge opportunity in the REIT sector right now, purchasing REITs that are buying facilities like adult daycares, assisted living centers, and nursing homes.
Because the need is high.
The need's high, and it's likely to be there for years to come. The best time to invest in anything is at the beginning of the trend, not the peak.
Wow, you make that sound so simple. I know it's more complex than that, but that makes perfect sense to me. It makes really good sense.
It's got to make sense.
Now, a REIT, though, although we're talking about that this week, this is just part of what you do at Brookstone Financial.
Absolutely, John. We are one relationship team of professionals. We have a specialist in each area, including Medicare supplements, health insurance, investment management, Social Security planning. Again, John, it's one relationship team of professionals. You can't be all things to all people. There's just too much going on in the world we live in.
I love that. That really simplifies it for me. Okay, one relationship, you and a member at Brookstone Financial, but a team of professionals that are behind you and making sure you're getting the maximum results from your investments, whether it be a REIT or whatever it happens to be. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw a trivia question up here real quickly. And what's up for grabs here today, Seth?
We have a $25 gift certificate to Rocky's Sub Pub, just around the corner from our Jeff office. Eat there at lunch all the time. It's a great place.
All right, here's the trivia question. Which country has the highest number of adults over the age 65? There are your options: A, Argentina, B, Norway, C, US, or D, Italy. If you know the answer, the first caller with the correct answer wins the $25 gift certificate. There's the number, 888-800-0950. 9283, courtesy of Brookstone Financial. They're going to take you to lunch absolutely free at Rocky Sub Hub. Love that place just across the river. Beautiful view. We'll be right back. More with Brookstone Financial. And coming up, your chance to win $1,000 from the Louisville Independent Business Association. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens. Welcome back. Which country has the highest number of adults over 65? Our winner was Michelle Thomas. Seth Stewart with Brookstone Financial. Seth, what is the correct answer there?
The answer, John, is actually Italy with almost 20%.
Wow, I've never guessed that.
Yep.
Michelle knew that. Congratulations, Michelle. $25 gift certificate, courtesy of Brookstone Financial and Mr. Seth Stewart, who is a managing partner there. Seth, interesting stuff. Your website, though, isn't your average everyday website. You guys have really, you seem like a high-tech guy. It is high-tech.
I'm a tech guy, but let me put that in perspective, John. Not, all of our clients, they don't necessarily have to be comfortable with the technology that we use in-house, but they need to know that we have the ability to constantly monitor and maintain their financial plan, their retirement plan on their behalf. Now that said, we do offer training to all of our clients on the technology that we use, and it's absolutely free, by the way. So whether you're working directly with Brookstone Financial on your investments or not, anyone can go to brookstonefinancial.com, sign up for the Retirement Roadmap System. That technology platform, again, John, is absolutely free, and we do offer training.
Wow, Retirement Roadmap. I like the sound of that. You were showing me it's really, really easy to read graphs that according to your financial profile, your portfolio, you can tell them how far along they are and if they're being successful in their quest for a successful retirement.
Yeah, because some of the landmines of retirement, John, number one is keeping pace with inflation, protecting your buying power. I mean, if you put that in perspective, if someone comes along and says, hey, I need $50,000 a year spendable income to make ends meet, roll the clock forward 10 years, now we're probably talking $65,000 to $70,000 just to buy the same goods and services that you're purchasing today. So keeping pace with inflation, extremely important. We can help you monitor that. Taxes, that's another big one. I mean, all indicators are taxes are probably going to increase in the future. And when you look at your IRA and your 401k, you think all that money's yours? Absolutely not. Your partner's Uncle Sam, your favorite uncle. So we have to account for taxes in the future as well.
Seth, I think you probably opened some eyes of not just myself, but a lot of viewers as well. Okay, what's the first step? If someone wants to meet with someone from Brookstone Financial, what do they need to do? What kind of time will it take? How much will it cost?
Yeah, we offer absolutely free, complimentary, 1 hour, one-on-one second opinions. Okay, it's a complimentary consultation. Bring whatever you feel comfortable with. I mean, ultimately, the more you tell us about yourself and your current situation, the better advice we can give you. Give us a call at the number at the bottom of the screen. Go to the website at brookstonefinancial.com and schedule that complimentary second opinion. I mean, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain from that.
You've been very good at articulating and bringing it down to my level a little bit, Seth, because believe me, we have viewers that are much more intelligent than I am, so thank you very much. But when you articulate to your friends and maybe some of your peers who happen to be pretty savvy in the financial world, what do you say separates you from other financial retirement planners?
That we are not product-driven salespeople. We're problem solvers. At the end of the day. Yeah, we focus on solving problems to where many in our industry focus on selling products.
Yeah, it was interesting because when I did meet you, you have a good point. You didn't use and say, well, we deal with these products, we do this. In fact, I don't think you even mentioned products.
Yeah, we don't talk about products a whole lot.
You're real results oriented, is that fair to say?
Yeah, because I'm a numbers guy.
He is a numbers guy. All right, Seth Stewart once again with Brookstone Financial. If you have any questions, 571-5263. I want to put up your website again real quickly too, because not only can you monitor, as you said, keep track of your retirement roadmap, but there's other good information in there as well.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of information about upcoming events that we have in and around the community, so visit often. Those events are constantly changing. We do a lot of client events, John, too, so we like focusing our marketing budget as a firm toward doing fun things with our clients and really deepening and building those relationships. So, trap shoot we did over the past summer, that was a great time.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, golf scrambles. So just fun things like that we love to really deepen those relationships with current clients.
You had like a probability scale or a probability of, can we talk about that a little bit there?
That's on the Retirement Roadmap System, John. At any point in time, I can log into my phone and find out exactly what my probability of success of accomplishing my goals. There's an example there. As market fluctuations occur, as inflation increases, as taxes likely increase down the road, we want to keep that probability of success meter in the green at all times, if not in the blue. If it starts to tip back toward the red because of market fluctuations, now we can reach out to that client to make a solid, sound business decision versus an emotional decision. If you don't have a system like this to track your retirement, John, I don't see how people sleep at night because they really have no idea where they're at. They're kind of shooting from the hip.
So a lot of this is about really being comfortable and understanding that, hey, there is someone watching out that's got your back. And if something like this does happen, if that goes back into the red, you get a hold of your clients and you chat with them.
We get a trigger. We get an automatic email alert that triggers. You know, John Doe's probability of success has dropped into the red. We need to make a change. But we know it's not a change based upon emotion, and that's the key.
Interesting. All right. We talked a little bit about REITs today, which I thought was an interesting conversation. Next week, when you're back, do you have a topic of conversation? You ready, Seth?
We're going to be talking about Social Security. Yeah. So we're going to be talking a lot about Social Security.
Interesting. A lot of question marks about Social Security, especially with the way the economy is going right now. Tell me good news. Tell me good. The economy looks good as far as you're concerned, right?
Well, here's the thing when it comes to Social Security, the big good news. If you look at the trustees report shows a depletion date of 2032. It used to be 33, now it's backed up to 2032. A lot of people look at that and they say, they hear the word depletion. That's what they latch on to. When I say depletion, most people think zero, nada. They're not going to get anything, right? Even based upon today's low unemployment figures, current FICA tax revenue coming into the system would still support 70% of benefits paid or owed to future retirees. So it's not the zero that people want to gravitate to. So you got to know your facts and figures before you make such a large financial decision, such as when and how to elect Social Security.
That was worth the cost of admission right there. Thank you very much. That's good news. Once again, Seth Stewart, he is one of the partners there, managing partners of Brookstone Financial. We'll throw the information up on the screen once again for you, if you would please. There we go. They'll be on again next Monday, but want to encourage you to give them a call. Free consultation, one-on-one for about an hour. Take a look at what you look like right now, some of your investments. Hey, if you already have everything in place, that's okay. They're just going to take a look-see and let you know where you stand as your goal of a successful retirement. Thank you very much. Seth, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's been great.
Thanks for bringing the free lunch, too. That was kind of nice of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming up, we have more gifts for you. That's right, a $1,000 gift certificate. If you'd like to win it from the Louisville Independent Business Association, they encourage you to buy local, keep Louisville weird. We're going to give you a chance to win next on Wave 3 Listens. We're live.